Hello and welcome to the making of Ace's jacket. As we all know, over the years, Ace's jacket with all her badges always seemed to have changed over the years. Some would go missing, or some would have been added on by Sophie herself. But this is what makes Ace's jackets all unique in their own way. For most of the time, every jacket in every story was different throughout the show, which could be a fun thing to look out for when you're watching the series. I've known Sophie Aldred for many years. We've become very good friends. I was talking to Sophie about making some Ace jackets and props of what Ace used. So Sophie jumped in her TARDIS and came down to see me.
Thank you, Johnny. I'll take it from here. Now, I have it on very good authority, Johnny himself, that this badge here, you can see that, which is, this is on my jacket as it was in the day, and it's actually, you can see there, it's got invisible nylon fishing thread around it because they were always falling off, so they decided to put them all on with fishing stuff. Now, this, as you can see, was put on wrong initially, and in most of the jackets you can see that they are the wrong way up. And it's sort of quite curious because I don't think anybody would have bothered to read the badge or notice what it was until Survival. And this is the jacket which Johnny's made from Survival, and on Survival it was at last the right way up. I don't know why, I can't remember. I have a funny sort of a feeling that it might have been because I was wearing a different jacket, a stunt jacket, or maybe it had just twizzled around the right way somehow. So that's still a bit of a mystery. But at least we now know that this badge did have its time the right way up, and that poor skull could be the right way up after standing on its head for all those years. So there you go. Now, Johnny, come and tell us about these jackets. Hello.
Hi.
Because this is my own jacket, right?
Yes.
Which is sadly missing quite a lot of the badges because they just dropped off over the years. But you took it upon yourself to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jackets.
And an extra 3 what were on commission.
Oh my word. So tell me about the process. What did you use? Because there are so many different versions.
Yeah, well basically I started off with the Remembrance one because it had so many badges. So you start off with the hardest. So basically if you go on eBay or Amazon, places like that, you'll pick up the most common ones, but the rare ones you probably have to, with the patches and things, you're probably talking about getting someone to actually recreate them.
Right.
And for some of them, where's the badges which I made? I think like that one for instance, you can't really get the proper camel.
No, well this camel was given to me by my mum. I have no idea where she got it from, and it's actually kind of a bit 3D, but it's impossible to reproduce that really in a funny way. A bit of plastic.
So that was one what I remade myself, and is it on here? Or is it on this one here, the football?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I had to redo that one because I couldn't find it anywhere, because if you see on the Ace jacket, it's a real pin just over here. It's a real football pin.
Proper football
so
badge.
I made my one out of metal.
Golly, you're clever. So are there different jackets for different stories then?
Yes, basically some of them just have the full hog of them all, like this one here.
Has that got all of them?
Should have every single badge on it. Some of them have every single badge.
The lovely hair. Oh my goodness, yes, that's full, isn't it?
And then obviously you have this
What's
one.
Charlie wearing here?
Charlie is wearing, I'd probably say, your first one in Dragonfire, because you can easily explain because of this patch here. This patch is much different. You always had this patch, but this one always changed.
Oh.
So this is your first jacket, and then the second jacket is obviously what you're wearing now.
Yeah.
And this is that crossover of that jacket there. So that should be the survival one.
Right. So first and last.
Yes.
And then these two here.
So this one would be from Remembrance of the Daleks. Again, the patch explains it all as well. And it's ironic really, because we're actually wearing 3 of the first jacket, and there's 3 of the second jacket.
Okay.
As you can see with Liam's here, it's to the one what you're wearing, and that jacket there.
Yes.
So as you can see there, you can always tell because it's that patch. That patch is much different. So yeah, it's all great fun really. So
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can get clues as to which story it is from which badges.
Yes.
But I also remember that I was constantly changing the jacket. Say if I was doing a stunt that required me going into the water, they'd give me a different jacket to put on. So sometimes in the same story, I'm wearing 2 different jackets.
Yes, like
So-
Lady of the Lake scene.
That's
that was
right.
the last time you ever got to see this jacket. So when you went into the ship below the sea, you were wearing this, but then when you came up as the Lady of the Lake, you then had that jacket. And you never saw this one ever again.
That is so weird. I mean, it must send you Doctor Who fans completely nuts trying to work out, because there is no definitive ace jacket, folks.
No, and like you said, badges keep falling,
Yeah.
so you never know where you're at. Talking about the Flower Child earring,
Yes.
it started off in Silver Nemesis, but obviously we know Silver Nemesis was before the Great Show in the Galaxy, which means there must have been a costume malfunction on the badges.
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. It wasn't the fault of anybody in costume, because although they were transmitted in that order, was it Silver Nemesis, Greater Show, and then the ones after that?
Yeah.
We actually filmed the Greater Show before Silver Nemesis, so nobody kind of thought to sort this out. So although they were filmed in that order, obviously it looks like Flower Child's earring has magically got onto my jacket, and then she gives it to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it's blessing. It's all sort of timey-wimey anyway. Isn't
Yes,
it
it is.
You know, it kind of. But I know, again, another reason why Doctor Who fans go a bit bonkers.
Please explain to us about the WTC. What does
Well,
it stand for?
this stands for World Trade Center, and an American fan called Patrick DeCanio gave that to me. He was a first responder at the World Trade Center.
Oh, wow.
And he thought that it might be quite a nice idea if he gave it to me. Now, I put it on my jacket, and you can see it very, very briefly in Power of the Doctor.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that there as a sort of, you know, like a tribute, really.
It is, that's a lovely thing to do.
And this, funnily enough, gosh, it's funny that they're so close together. Glenn, say what you know about that.
Okay, so it's a division number used by the police and fire departments in America. It's a slightly different font to the ones used by the British police. So yeah, possibly used by a police officer or a fire officer in the States.
Wow, who knew? And it's upside down again. It's always been there though, that one.
It's the Ace Club.
Yeah, it is the Ace Club. It is the cool kids. I've got the jacket you can't wear on.
So it's a bit ironic really about your badges, that you've got 2 from the States there, but also a lot of your NASA patches are all American as well.
There are so many American badges on this jacket. It's crazy. There's, you know, there's gold needles and all sorts. I mean, I seem to have lost most of them. But yeah, I don't know why that would be, but we just have to make up stories and guess.
Yeah.
Well Well done, Johnny. It's amazing what you've done. And
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for being our beautiful
Yeah.
models.
And here you have some of my friends and Sophie posing up in some of my jackets I made. Sophie also added that she had in her original jacket, which she showed me, was in the inside of the jackets, she had specially made big internal pockets where she would keep her Nitro 9 cans and her script. So I thought I have to do that to mine as well. We want it to be as close to the original as possible. The bats of what Ace used. The first bat what she had was a silver bat in remembrance of the Daleks. Now you can purchase this bat online. I believe it's made out of aluminium, and all you need to do is rub off the logo with a sanding block, which gives it just the aluminium look. I then used masking tape in certain areas to mask off areas where I still wanted to keep silver, or you would need to spray a white section near the top bit and a few black lines. Or if you're after the new series style bat, which is just plain silver, all you need to do is rub off the logo with a sanding block and you have the new series Ace bat. The Nitro 9 cans would change over the years. I made this particular style with fire extinguisher pins and red, yellow electrical tape. The bottles I used was shampoo bottles, which I then sprayed silver, and with a black marker pen at the top, do the detail symbol which the Nitro 9 cans had back then. The other style of Nitro 9 cans was made out of an aluminium can. The lids, I sprayed them white. Now, in a few of Sophie's first stories, she had some special earrings, which was a set of Batman and Robin. Now, I do believe it's only the Batman earring Ace wore, which, interestingly enough, was lost halfway through Remembrance of the Daleks, which one of the team at the time then had to make one out of cardboard and paint it, which I think did the trick, for I did not notice. Ace also used a skirt, which was a skater girl style, and in some of the stories, Ace also used a stripy t-shirt, black boots, and black leggings. Now I know that Ace had various different types of t-shirts and other leggings, but this is all which I required. I'll now show you all the badges and patches which was on all of the Ace jackets. And,
Oh yeah, like and subscribe everybody.
Thank you. Johnny Who Entertainments, thank you very much. Wicked! Wicked!